When James Wiseman was selected with the second pick in the 2020 NBA draft out of Memphis, he was projected as the Warriors' center of the future and a player that could help carry them into their next era. Well, that didn't happen. Whether it was an injury in his rookie year, a failure to adjust to the Warriors system, or a lack of opportunity due to the Warriors' stars, Wiseman would not live up to his expectations in Golden State. He ended up being viewed as a bust, and a player that Golden State was willing to give up on for second-round picks so they could avoid a high tax bill, only 2.5 seasons after being drafted. Enter the Detroit Pistons, who are willing to take a shot on him, and so far it's paying off. Last night, Wiseman dropped 23 points and 7 rebounds on 82% shooting from the field. He still has a high ceiling and is only 21 years old. Whether he's the Pistons center going forward or plays the 4 next to Duren at center, it seems as if he's playing his way into Detroit's future plans. He's saving his career with the Detroit Pistons, and if all goes well, he could still be a star-level player. To truly understand how good Wiseman can still end up being, let's look at his career so far and his short stint with Detroit. Before we get into the play of James Wiseman, if you enjoy my content and have watched a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. James Wiseman was the number 1 overall player in the ESPN 100 for his recruiting class, and he had high expectations for both his college and NBA careers. Due to a large recruiting scandal, Wiseman would only play 3 games at Memphis, where he would average 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks, while shooting an outrageous 77% from the field. It was a small sample size, but solidified him as a top prospect in the 2020 NBA draft. The draft guide at The Ringer listed him as an athletic marvel who flashes massive two-way potential. Some outlets compared him to Giannis due to some coast-to-coast highlights at Memphis and in high school, but others compared him to a Rasheed Wallace type, and on the low end, even Hassan Whiteside. The Golden State Warriors selected him with the 2nd overall pick in the 2020 draft, 1 pick before LaMelo Ball, who already has an All-Star appearance. He looked alright as a rookie, averaging 12 points and 6 rebounds per game, while shooting a decent 52% from the field. Yet he would only play in 39 games due to a knee injury he suffered. He then would miss the entire 2022 season due to that same knee injury. It was an unfortunate setback, and due to the great play of Kevon Looney during their championship run, many doubted Wiseman would even start upon his return to play, and he wouldn't. In his 21 games with the Warriors this season, he started 0 games. He was only given 12 minutes per game, being stuck behind Draymond, Looney, and even Anthony Lamb in the rotation. He averaged 7 points and 4 rebounds during that time, which is alright, but the Warriors just hadn't seen enough from him. They set out to trade him at the 2023 trade deadline and ended up getting back Gary Payton II, who was already on the team the season prior. The Pistons would have to give up young wing Saddiq Bey in the deal to get Wiseman, and Bey was a 15-point-per-game scorer, so they had to believe in Wiseman to pull the trigger. And honestly, I don't blame them. For me anyway, the biggest takeaway from all the stuff I've told you so far is that he wasn't given much of a shot in Golden State. In total, he only played 60 games in 3 seasons for the Warriors, and they gave up on him, despite him playing alright statistically when he was on the floor. He was never going to be an immediate contributor. He was a rim-running type early on, who could become more than that if given opportunity. And it felt like he wasn't given that. However, with where Detroit is in the standings, they can afford to give Wiseman that opportunity. In his 4 games so far with the Pistons, he's averaging 13 points and 8 rebounds per game, while shooting 59% from the field. He's seemingly gotten more comfortable and confident with each game he's played. He dropped 11 points and 5 rebounds in his Pistons debut. Not bad, but not crazy either. He then dropped 8 points and 10 rebounds in Game 2, and 10 points and 10 rebounds in Game 3. Then the breakout game happened. He dropped 23 points and 7 rebounds against the Charlotte Hornets last night, even making a 3 and shooting a staggering 82% from the field. He's been consistent on the glass and is becoming more confident and smart in the shot he takes, allowing him to increase his offensive output. James Wiseman was considered a bust after only 2.5 seasons with the Warriors, despite only being able to play in 60 games. A lot of this is due to the players taken after him. Both LaMelo Ball and Tyrese Halliburton have blossomed into all-stars, but that's not really anything against Wiseman himself. Was he disappointing for the Warriors? I'd say so, but a lot of that was more due to injuries and limited opportunity than anything else. He's going to be given more opportunity with the Pistons, and he could become a nice front-court duo with their rookie stud Jalen Duren. Wiseman had arguably the best game of his career last night, scoring 23 points and racking up 7 rebounds against the Hornets. Will he become a star-level player in Detroit? I'd say that's unlikely, but he could become a very good starter. He's only 21 years old and has the athleticism and skill to become a very good two-way player. It's hard to know what his upside is, and Marvin Bagley looked good for them down the stretch last season. So can we trust what we're seeing from Wiseman early on? I think so. He does try really hard out there. And Markelle Fultz is considered a bust too, and has become a really good player for the Magic. The jury is still out on Wiseman, but he can be a stud for the Pistons. It looks like he's saving his career with this team. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.